Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Kelly if we haven't met yet, and today I'm just going to be doing a chatty get ready with me, talking about the year of 2019 and what I would like to see from myself in 2020. I think that this is a really good time to just reflect, talk about goals, really just kind of talking about life. It all just came out pretty casual. I love these chatty get ready with me's. I think it's a great way to just sort of get to know somebody's personality, and I enjoy watching them when I'm doing my own makeup. It's sort of just like hanging out with a friend. So I hope that you enjoy this style of video, and if you're not already subscribed, maybe this would be a good way to get to know me a little bit. So if you're ready to play with some makeup and talk about 2019 and what we're looking to see in 2020, then just keep watching. So I was recently chosen to be part of the influencer campaign for the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream and the Magic Eye Cream. So I'm really excited to try these out. This is actually the first time I'm trying this. Obviously this is not sponsored in any way, but they did send this for me to just try out and review, through the influencer program. I don't currently have any moisturizer on my face, and this will be a good way to get some hydration. I've never used any of the Charlotte Tilbury skincare, so this was pretty exciting to get, but it definitely has a rose kind of floral fragrance to it. That's one thing with like higher end products, is I find that a lot of the time they can be pretty heavily fragranced, which sometimes bothers me more than others, but this doesn't seem too bad. We'll see. Obviously with skincare, you can't like say well, I guess you could probably say you hate it after the first go, depending, but I don't think you can necessarily say that you love something. So I will actually be trying this out over the next few weeks, and I will give you guys an update in a future video. I just saw on the packaging that there's this whole like Tilbury tap technique to put that cream on, which I totally just failed at because I just smeared it all over. So I'll probably try that out next time. Now I'm going to let that set in for a second. By the way, if there isn't something that I mention as I'm chatting that I'm using, I'll make sure to list everything that's used today in the description bar down below. But, as far as 2019, I just kind of wanted to take a moment to reflect and really think about where the year went for me, what changed, if there are things that I'm looking to do in the future for 2020. I technically started my YouTube channel several years ago just to be able to put up a couple longer hair tutorials that I couldn't fit on Instagram before IGTV was a thing, but this is really the first year, I would say starting the summer, that I actually committed to using YouTube to create consistent content. So I've been trying to do at least one video a week. There have been some times that I've been able to get two up, but this definitely isn't my full-time job. I am a business owner, I own my own hair studio, and I also work as an educator for John Paul Mitchell Systems. So between those two things, owning a business, working for another company, and of course all of the other life things, about a video a week has been as much as I've been able to do to create, quality content. But I definitely would like to get more up in the future for you guys. For me, I'm really looking to be inspired this year and find the things that I am truly passionate about again. I feel like I am looking to educate myself. I just feel like my creative life has gotten a little bit stagnant, and that's something that never sits well with me. So I'm really just looking to be inspired this year and focus on that part of myself, whether that is through my YouTube channel, through work, through other, personal creative things. I think that that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to in 2020. Oh, that's going to be hard to get used to saying. I'm just using the MAC Studio Water Weight just to give myself a little bit of tint. I'm not going to go too crazy. I want something really soft. But that's really a main priority for me this year, is to just really feel passionate again and definitely work on that part of myself. I also have really been trying to be as healthy as possible. Just as far as like taking care of my body as I'm getting older. I'm 38, and you start realizing that, I'm starting to feel sore in areas that I didn't feel sore in, and I need to make sure that I'm keeping good muscle tone so that I can do all of the things that I want to do someday. I definitely don't want to be 65 and immobile. I think I'm just so grateful for my health. My health journey has been a long one. I am someone who was significantly overweight for the majority of my life. I mean, gosh, ever since, I don't even know, middle school. And then a few years ago, I really decided to make a commitment to myself in getting healthy. And a big part of that is, my dad's diabetic, and I don't want to go down that path. And I just, like I said, mobility was important to me. The first time I ever went on a major vacation and saw some people who didn't have a lot of mobility, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I expecting to see the world when I can't move? You know, that's going to be me someday. So I lost about 70 pounds doing a low calorie, like ketogenic diet. And, you know, I had a lot of success with that program. I think a healthy ketogenic diet can be really great for a lot of different reasons. That's not something I necessarily want to get into today, but I do, however, think that the program that I was doing did slightly skew my view of balance with food. And so the last year or two has been really finding a balance with that and figuring out what healthy means to me. And I did my first Whole30 a little over 2 years ago, and you know, through that, I guess I would say, elimination program, it's not a weight loss diet by any means, but it does help you find the foods that make your body feel good and the ones that don't. And that was really key for me, and it definitely changed the way that I view certain things. And so it's just been a real journey of finding the things that make me feel good. And in all honesty, weight loss maintenance, I would say that I feel like most people, when they lose weight, they lose a little extra and then they bounce back up and, you know, then maybe maintain. And that's what happened to me. I lost a little bit more weight than what I'm at now. And then I would say that I've, you know, fluctuated 10 pounds up and down a little bit. So now I feel pretty comfortable. I'm never going to be a size 2. Like, that's just not me. And I'm 100% okay with that, but I do want to be the healthiest version of myself. So the last year I've really been consistent with yoga, which has helped, you know, in all honesty, it has helped my strength quite a bit and flexibility. But with what I do and repetitive motion, it has definitely helped keep a balance with how my body feels. My arms are making the same movements all day long, and so it's helped me really physically just feel more balanced. I think that this is a year that I want to continue on that journey and really get stronger. And for me, that is really truly what it's about, is just feeling the healthiest. So for me personally, that's a couple of my goals: being the healthiest person I can be so that I can live a long, happy life and have amazing experiences, be able to travel. That's something that's really important to me. So that would be one thing. I would say that the biggest thing that occurred for me in 2019, obviously Jeremy and I moved in together. I moved in to his home, well, I guess officially in August. That's when I sold my home. And so, you know, right from the get-go, we were definitely pretty close and spent a lot of time together. But there is something in, you know, cohabitating and combining your spaces and trying to find that balance. And I think we've been doing a good job of it. And we are wanting to build a happy home for ourselves and really create a space that we love. So I'm sure that's a journey we'll continue on in 2020. It's, as I'm sure you guys know, it's a constant project, but it's important to have your home be a space that you feel relaxed and comfortable in. So that's something that we've been working on together, and I truly do feel like I've found the person that's the perfect partner for me. And so I am so grateful for that. And, you know, for us to just be building a life that makes us both happy is great. And so that's definitely a priority in my 2020, is just really continuing to take those steps towards what that future means to us. And of course, I feel like that is ever changing, but making those steps to take to get to where we want to be. By the way, speaking of Jeremy, if you guys happen to hear any coughing that I can't edit out of this video, I'm so sorry, but poor Jeremy's been sick for since before Christmas, and it's just hanging on, and I'm just a room away from him right now, so I apologize for that. I'm really hoping that he feels better soon. So I picked up this Instant Age Rewind concealer, and I used to have this years ago, and I was like, oh yeah, I think I did really like that concealer. So I've been trying this out again and trying to see how I like it. You guys know concealer's that one thing that I'm just always trying to find the best one. I'm not sure if this is it, but it works for today. I have really been enjoying this Milk bronzer. It's definitely really nice and blendable. I'm just gonna push this back. Oh, you guys will see my beautiful nude sexy bra strap. Oh, that's another thing. Can we just talk for a second? You know, I have gone up and down in weight since as far back as I can remember, and my poor boobs just did not survive. They were like, I volunteer as tribute, bye. And now I don't feel like I can ever find the right bras anymore. It's either too big and doesn't give me the right shape, or it's too tight and then I get that like weird double bubble. I don't know what's going on. If you guys have any suggestions on the perfect undergarments, let me know. So that's one thing, is I find that unless I'm wearing like a racerback, I just don't like the way that I look. So oftentimes I'll still be wearing these like racerback bras and my straps will show. Usually it doesn't really bother me, but I wish that today I was wearing something that was a little bit cuter and not like grandma nude. You know, that's one thing that I really had to come to terms with. When I was 70 to 80 pounds heavier for a significant period of my life, and then I lost weight, obviously there are certain parts of my body that just probably won't spring back, like ever, unless I decide to have like skin removal surgery and some of those fun things, which I definitely would not be against. Part of it for me is obviously the expense, and in all honesty, as a self-employed person, more than anything, it's the time off. I would obviously have to take a decent amount of time off, and that's just not possible in my life right now. So but anyway, that's one thing that I've just had to come to terms with, is now I have loose skin in areas that I just don't love, and I just have to look at myself and know that I've done something really healthy for myself, and it's just sort of a repercussions. But I know we all, men and women, have things about ourselves that we would love to change, and some of them we can, and you know, maybe some of them we can't. Just know that we all have those things, and I think that, you know, especially with the age of social media now, we all just need to be a little bit more honest with each other. Not like TMI honest, but, you know, just be like, hey, I'm flawed too. It's okay. I'm going through with the Wet n Wild Hello Halo. This is the shade Gilded Glow. If you guys didn't see my best of 2019 makeup, these Wet n Wild highlighters were on that list. If you'd like to know the rest of it, I can link it down below, and I'll put a card up so you guys can check that out. Speaking of makeup, you know, some of my goals there for the year is I want to be really intentional on what I purchase. I think there was a time in my life that I got pretty caught up in the buy of everything, and I think part of that, in all honesty, was emotional buying. I sort of swapped emotional eating for like emotional shopping, and you know, I recognize that and change that about myself, but I definitely am realizing that I just have so much makeup, and I really think, you know, there are pressures when you have a YouTube channel to be buying all the new things to review and get those views and be seen. And, you know, I think that I'm really only going to buy things if it's something that I think I would truly love. And yes, to review it and show you guys that, you know, that's one of the reasons that I started this channel. But there is that pressure of like, ooh, this is new, I better buy this. And then next week there's something that's very similar from another brand and you need to buy that. And that's something that I really don't want to fall into. I was talking about trying to build this life for myself, and part of that is saving money to create other things and use that money for other things in life. And the only way to do that is to not spend as much. So that is something that I'm truly going to be aware of for 2020. Not saying that I'm going on a no buy by any means, but, you know, definitely more of an aware buy. And something that ties in with that is environmental impact. I think we all hopefully have been trying to change our habits to be a little bit more kind to the earth that we are inhabiting. For me, you know, just seeing just the amount of packaging that these products come in, and not even like having them shipped to you, which is a whole other thing, but the actual packaging around a product. There's so much plastic and things that we really should not be using as much of anymore. And then, you know, a lot of times if you are buying a lot of makeup that you can't get through, it's going to expire and you've wasted that anyway. And then there's more packaging that you're throwing out, more product, and all of those things. So just being more aware and using what I love is going to be really a theme for me in 2020. So I've seen this a lot through the beauty community, that a lot of people are really trying to be more conscious of not having that consumerism like overtake you. So I think that's something that is really going to be good. But I also am looking to just amp up my environmental awareness in other areas. I do use a Keurig machine sometimes, and it just kills me because those K-cups, like, it's such a waste. And so recently I bought one of the, I think Jessica Braun was talking about the little like device that you use to be able to recycle your cups. It basically uses a razor blade to separate the top from the bottom, so you can dump out the grounds and then you can recycle the two pieces that are left individually. So just one little thing like that, and I took a couple into the salon as well, so that the people in my building can also do that. You know, when you think, in my building, I have a private studio, and there are 31 studios in the building, and you know, if you think even half of those people are using the Keurig machines once a day, that is 15 K-cups that, you know, could now be recycled, and over a year, that's a lot. And if you know hairdressers, you will know that we probably all drink more than 1 cup of coffee most of the time. So just those little things that can be changed, and, you know, really being more aware of that. And I really, if I go into a coffee shop, for instance, and I'm taking something to go, I try to have my own thermal cup with me, or a tumbler if it's, you know, an ice drink, and just those little changes that we can make. So again, I'm just sort of trying to amp up that behavior for the year. It can be really overwhelming when you look at some of the suggestions of things to do. It's like, oh my gosh, I have to change my whole life and all of my habits. But just starting one at a time really can make such a big difference, and do what you can. And then you'll probably be feeling so good about it that you'll do more. And it just becomes more of like a natural progression. And I today am just, like I said, going for quick natural makeup. So I just ran a little bit of Gimme Brow through my eyebrows, just to give it a little bit more tint. In all honesty, also just to warm it up a little bit. My microblading has faded pretty like cool gray, and I don't necessarily want to get them touched up because I actually want them to soften a little bit, but I do need to keep the color a little on the warmer side, so just looking to do that. And sorry if my voice kind of sounds like maybe low energy or gruff. I filmed a couple of videos yesterday, including my best of 2019, which, as you can imagine, was a lengthy, voicey project. So I think my voice is still suffering a little bit from that. And I don't want to jinx myself, but, you know, I do have a boyfriend that's been sick for a week now, and we live in a close proximity to each other. So I've been taking vitamin C, and I got some elderberry syrup, although it is so hard to find one that is not chock full of sugar, and right now I just don't have time to like make my own. So anyway, I'm trying to keep my immune system up, and we leave on vacation in less than 2 weeks. We leave on vacation in less than 2 weeks, so I'm trying to stay healthy. By the way, I was thinking about filming a like what I'm taking on vacation makeup. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Let me know in the comment section. I was also thinking about taking my camera on our trip and doing like a little get ready with me on the ship. We're taking a cruise, so I thought I would do that as well. So let me know if that's something that interests you. Alright, so I'm going to bust out the Too Faced Gingerbread Extra Spicy Palette. This is the first time I'm using this. If you guys have seen my channel at all, you'll know that the Too Faced Original Gingerbread Palette is one of my all-time favorites, and I didn't intend to get this one because they're sort of similar, but Ulta was having it on sale, and then I also had my 20% off coupon, and then it was also like 12 times points, so it was sort of like the universe was telling me I should probably get it. I definitely don't think that I will regret it. This has some really beautiful shades in it. I am planning on doing a video where I do a couple looks with this palette and compare it to the Too Faced Gingerbread, but this will be the first day that I use it. I'm just going to do a really quick look, so look for that coming soon. As far as my YouTube channel, you know, like I said, this is really the first year that I have been trying to put out consistent content. It's something that I'm really passionate about. I love all things beauty, whether that's a lot of makeup, a little makeup, no makeup, and just great skincare. Like, whatever you love and whatever makes you feel great, I think is awesome, and that's the beautiful thing about Beauty is that it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. In my line of work, I find that I'm sharing a lot of my favorites anyhow, and it was just a natural progression for me. I do also love helping educate people. Obviously, as an educator for Paul Mitchell, I'm helping professional hairdressers, and in the salon, I'm helping, what should I call them? Non-professional hairdressers, people who are working on their own hair at home. And so, you know, it's a great thing to be able to help people, you know, fall in love with their hair, maybe feel a little more confident in their makeup because they learned how to do a smoky eye. I really try to make my channel something that's fun but also functional. So I want you guys to know what I feel about the new mascara that came out, but I also, you know, hope that you guys learn something when you're watching some of my videos. I think that there is a definite hole in the beauty community right now where it isn't focused on education anymore. And I know that a lot of beauty channels say that tutorials and things just don't get views anymore, and it is a business. I mean, obviously I would love to get to the point where I have enough viewership that this would help add a bit of income to my life, but I think that there is value in it, and I'm hoping that you guys do too. So please like this video if that's something that you're interested in, is, you know, keeping this something that has a bit of education to it. But for me, I feel like, especially for my age range, I think that, you know, most really popular beauty channels were started 5 or more years ago, before YouTube got so saturated. And most of those creators, and certainly this is like just a generalization, but most of those creators are in their 20s. And your skin and, you know, the way we need to take care of our skin, the way that we need to apply makeup does change between your 20s, your 30s, your 40s. And so I think the niche that I'm in, where it's, you know, for people who aren't wanting to look like they're 18, but you also want to be looking as flattering as possible. And I feel like in not just the beauty community, but in, you know, the retail side of beauty, that demographic isn't represented. Even though I think that that is probably a big chunk of the demographic that is spending money on beauty, I don't think that it's people that are really well represented, unless you happen to be a 35-year-old who looks like a 25-year-old, if you guys know what I'm saying. So I think that I'm liking seeing people that are of a higher age being represented in the beauty world. And, you know, I am hoping to create content that is super helpful for you guys. I'm always saying, like, let me know in the comments, like, what you guys would like to see. And I would love to see a little bit more, just, I guess, engagement, as far as I would love to connect with you guys more. And I love makeup and I love talking about makeup, but I love helping people and, you know, answering questions and all of that. So please don't hesitate to reach out and let me know if there is something that I could help you with. And as far as engagement and things like that, I do really think I'm going to start an Instagram account for the makeup slash, you know, beauty side of this, like something that's more linked to this YouTube channel. Right now, my current Instagram, which is just my full name if you haven't seen me and if you do want to follow me, but it is primarily focused around my business and, you know, hair, which is a big part of my life. I mean, obviously on my stories, I love to share a little bit of my personal life, but I think having a secondary Instagram account would be a way for me to share a little bit more beauty and be able to talk to both sides of my world. So I definitely do share a little bit of that on there now, but I do plan on creating another account. I'm really stuck on a name though. Like, you know, I use Kelly Rettenberger as my current account, and if I were to start one focused more on makeup, I'm just not sure what I would call it. But if you guys have any suggestions for me, would you leave them in the comment box? I'm just sort of like stuck. I don't really know what to call that account. So let me know. Do you guys enjoy watching these like more casual chit chat, get ready with me videos? I know that I really like to watch them. Actually, I will watch them while I'm getting ready in the morning, or sometimes like I'll plug my earbuds in and, you know, listen to it while I'm at the grocery store. Like I was actually telling Samantha March, which by the way, if you weren't following her, you should. She's sweet and great, and also a Midwest girl, so I will link her channel down below. But I commented on Samantha's video that I was like watching her at the grocery store because I plug in my earbuds and then I can listen to her chat while I'm walking around the grocery store. And if there's something, you know, that I'm really interested in, I can kind of like peek at my phone, and, you know, if there's like a lipstick that she's raving about or something that I want to see, I can actually see it. But I think sometimes it's honestly just like having a conversation with a friend on the phone, albeit it's a one-way conversation, but you know, we all have those things that we like to talk about, and I will do that a lot where like I'm shopping, or I will even just have it playing in my car and just be hearing the audio. And so the chit chat get ready with me videos are those that I like to do. And then kind of like at the end, when I get to where I'm going, I can see the video part of it. If there's like, I wanted to see like what that lipstick color looks like, or if I wanted to see like how those lashes look, or if that blush is something that I want. So it's been a way for me to easily get in all of the YouTube channels that I like to watch without having to actually like sit there and, you know, put the time in just being like sitting on my butt. Like I said, I'm trying to be healthier in 2020, and sitting on my butt watching YouTube channels is not going to be the way to do it. And I'll be honest, as I'm sitting here like yammering on about stuff, since I haven't done a chit chat get ready with me, I'm not quite sure how that will work out in the editing process, because obviously I don't want this to be like a 45-minute long video, but I'm not sure how that'll go. So bear with me if it seems kind of like chopped up and my conversation gets a little wonky. I guess it'll be a learning curve for me. All right, sorry, I am back. I ran out of space on my memory card. That is definitely one thing with this new camera that I'm gonna have to realize I'm gonna need even more memory cards, but I've been working really hard to pre-film some content so that you guys will have videos while we're on vacation. While I was off camera, I went ahead and applied the Blink Black Lash Primer and the Blink Mascara Amplified just a little bit to give me some definition today. I did obviously also apply some lipstick. I'm right now going through and picking out a few of my favorite products that I like to wear when I'm still looking for color but I have really dry lips. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to call that video because that's a really long, lengthy name and that name isn't going to work. But so this is one of the selections that I will be sharing with you guys really soon. I hope you've enjoyed this little chatty get ready with me. I just wanted to sit down and connect with you guys, let you know a little bit of what I'm planning on in 2020, some goals for myself and for my channel here. Let me know what you guys are looking to do in 2020. You know, I hope that this is a great year for all of us. Thank you so much to those of you who have been supporting my channel and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. For everybody that's been commenting, the engagement really does help my channel grow. So thank you guys so much. If you aren't currently subscribed, and you sat through this chatty get ready with me without really even knowing me, I'm pretty impressed, so thank you. But please consider subscribing, and I can't wait to hear how 2020 goes for all of you. Thank you so much, and I will see you really soon.